Boosted shinies, guaranteed lucky trades, and new Ditto disguises are coming to Pokemon Go during the Adamant Time event. But how can you make the most out of this event? Well, in this video, I will be going through all of the event details, event tips, Pokemon worth catching, raids worth raiding, and more. The event will run from December 11th at 10 AM until December 15th at 8 PM local time. The featured Pokemon for the event are Vulpix, Ponyta, Krabby, and Voltorb, and they all have an increased chance of being shiny. So if you haven't got these shinies yet, or you haven't got the shiny family completed, this is the event for it. The bonus for the event will be 3 times catch XP. For the wild encounters for the event, we have Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Vulpix, Oddish, Ponyta, Krabby, Voltorb, Koffing, Rhyhorn, and Goldeen, and the rare spawn in the event will be Dratini. The number of guaranteed lucky Pokemon a trainer can receive in a trade will be increased from 15 to 25. So this is regarding the guaranteed lucky Pokemon you can get by trading Pokemon caught in 2016 and 2017. And starting December 11th at 10 AM, this will be extended to Pokemon caught in 2018 as well. So trading any Pokemon that are caught from 2018 or before will guarantee a lucky trade. It's also noted that this will be a permanent change. It won't be just for the event. So starting with this event, Ditto will be changing into different Pokemon in the wild. Oddish, Koffing, Rhyhorn, and Goldeen will all have a chance of being Ditto. For the raids, in 1-star raids we have Staryu, Omanyte, and Kabuto. In 3-star raids we have Chansey, Scyther, and Snorlax. In 5-star raids will be Zekrom, and Mega Altaria will be in Mega raids. There will be 2 timed researches available with the start of this event. The first will be a seasonal research that will need to be completed and rewards claimed by December 31st at 11:59 PM. This research will be focused on catching up on XP and leveling up. You can complete research tasks and earn items in Stardust by leveling up to 10, 20, 30, and 40. And if you have passed these levels already, you will be able to claim these rewards at the start of the event. The second time research available is just for the duration of the event, and it will be focusing on adding friends, and it will reward XP, Stardust, and Ultra Balls. So for the field research encounters, we've got Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Vulpix, Abra, Machop, Geodude, Ponyta, Ghastly, Krabby, and Voltorb. There will also be showcases available throughout the event, which will feature Krabby, Vulpix, Ponyta, Voltorb, and Ditto. There'll also be 2 web store bundles available. The first one is the Boost Box, which will be $10, and it'll get you 30 lucky eggs, 10 incense, 2 lure modules, and 2 poffins. This same box will be available for $14.99 Pokecoins in the in-game shop. The second box, the Ultra Storage Box, is a web store exclusive. It will be $5, and it'll get you 1 item upgrade, 1 Pokemon storage upgrade, a premium battle pass, and a remote raid pass. So that's it for the details. Let's have a look at some tips that will help you make the most of the event. So when it comes to the featured Pokemon that do have a shiny boost, we don't actually know the shiny rate, but I imagine it will be in the region of around 1 in 125 and 1 in 64. This event will be a great chance to get some XP with 3 times catch XP, which is actually a really decent bonus because when paired with a lucky egg, the bonus will be 6 times catch XP. That means that catching a Pokemon with excellent throws will get you a bonus 6,000 XP per catch. So really a great time to be focusing excellent throws, quick catches, and using lucky eggs. There won't be any specific Stardust bonuses for the event, but if you are grinding a lot of XP, it might be worth using star pieces as well, so you can get 1.5 times Stardust gains alongside the XP. I would also recommend doing any Pokestop showcases that you do see, because even if you don't rank highly, you will still get some XP in Stardust. And if you do happen to rank highly, you could get some premium items. If you are trying to place highly, then keep an eye on the time the showcase finishes, because some people like to change their Pokemon last minute to a higher ranking Pokemon to try and snipe the victory. In terms of maximizing candy for the event, you can use Pinap Berries to increase your candy gains, and you can also Mega Evolve a Pokemon of the same type as the ones that you're catching to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per catch. There are many different types of Pokemon featuring for the event, so there isn't really one Mega Evolution that can fit all. So it's a good idea to decide on which Pokemon you want to focus and Mega Evolve a Pokemon with the same type as that. I will be going through the meta relevance of Pokemon later on in the video, so that might help you decide which Pokemon to focus and which Pokemon to Mega Evolve. The amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP bonus you get from Mega Evolving a Pokemon depends on the level of the Mega Evolve Pokemon, so it's better to Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is at the max Mega level. So to do the guaranteed lucky trade, you do have to trade with somebody where one of the 2 Pokemon is caught from 2018 or before. This means that the second Pokemon doesn't have to be from 2018 or before, and both Pokemon will still become lucky. This is the only way to get guaranteed lucky trades outside of being lucky friends. Lucky trades are a great way to get hundos and shundos because the IV floor of lucky trades is 12, 12, 12, meaning you have a 1 in 64 chance of a hundo or a shundo if if you're trading shiny Pokemon. So I'm just going to go through some targets for these guaranteed lucky trades from 2018 and before. So you could go for some meta legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Giratina Altered, and Cresselia for example. And you could also focus on some non-legendary meta relevant Pokemon like Tyranitar, Metagross, Gardevoir, and Dragonite. And if you aren't really too interested in the meta, then there are a lot of shiny Pokemon that were released from the first 3 gens at this time, so you could trade them as well. And if you want to check all of your Pokemon in your inventory that could be guaranteed lucky trades from 2018 or before, you can use this search string. So if you are looking for Ditto, then this event will be one of the best chances to get it, with 4 of the common Pokemon spawns having a chance at being Ditto. As there is no announced boost for Ditto, it will have around 2 or 3% spawn rate, but with the amount of Oddish, Koffing, Rhyhorn, and Goldeen spawning, I imagine it will be pretty common. The shiny rate for Ditto is also around 1 in 64, so a good chance to get it during this event. It's also good to note that if one of the Pokemon that can be Ditto happen to be shiny when you encounter it, it won't be able to be a Ditto, so you won't lose a shiny for a Ditto. So let's have a look at which Pokemon are actually worth catching during this event. So Bulbasaur will be in the wild and in field research, and Mega Venusaur is the second best grass type raid attacker, and Venusaur itself is also decent in PvP. It is ranked 77 in the Great League and 51 in the Ultra League. Likewise, Squirtle will be in the wild and field research, and it's also worth catching because Mega Blastoise is the third best water type raid attacker, and it is ranked 60 in the Ultra League. Again, Charmander will be available in the wild and field research, and it is definitely worth catching because Mega Charizard Y is the best fire type raid attacker. It has slightly less DPS than Mega Blaziken, but its higher TDO puts it just ahead. Additionally, Charizard is ranked 87 in the Great League and 32 in the Ultra League. Vulpix is also available in the wild and research, and whilst not meta relevant in its Cantonian form, Alolan Ninetales is actually decent in PvP, being ranked 75 in the Great League and 88 in the Ultra League. This means that catching Vulpix for Candy and Candy XL to power up an Alolan Ninetales might be worth it. Rhyhorn will be available in the wild, and Rhyperior is a top 10 rock type raid attacker and a decent ground type raid attacker. It is also better in its shadow form, so if you have one, it might be worth using the Candy and Candy XL from catching Rhyhorn during this event to power up its shadow version. Rhyperior is also ranked 59 in the Master League, so a good option there too. Dratini will be the rare spawn in the wild for the event, and it is worth catching whenever you see it because Dragonite is a top 10 dragon type raid attacker in its shadow form, and it's also a strong Pokemon in PvP, being ranked 5 in the Master League. It's also not bad in the Ultra League, being ranked 75. Catching Dratini will also help with your Dragon Tamer Platinum medal, and this is probably the hardest catch medal to get because dragon types are generally not that common. If you are shiny hunting throughout the event, then it's definitely worth checking any of the boosted shiny Pokemon that you see. Just as a note, if you are looking for Ditto, then it's definitely worth catching any Oddish, Koffing, Rhyhorn, and Goldeen that you see throughout the event. So Abra will be in field research, and Mega Alakazam is actually the best Mega Psychic type raid attacker and a top 10 fighting type raid attacker with its fighting type moveset. Machop will be in field research as well, and Machamp is a decent budget fighting type raid attacker, and it's one of the best fighting type raid attackers in its shadow form, so it could be worth catching these Machop to get Candy and Candy XL to power up a Shadow Machamp. Machamp itself is also ranked 81 in the Great League. So another decent Pokemon from field research is Ghastly, and Mega Gengar is the best ghost type raid attacker and the best poison type attacker with Sludge Bomb. Gengar is also ranked 59 in the Ultra League. So these are the Pokemon that are worth catching from the wild and from field research, but which Pokemon are worth your raid passes during this event? So I personally wouldn't recommend raiding any of the 1-star raids because they're not particularly useful, but the fossil Pokemon Omanyte and Kabuto will be available, and they are pretty rare outside of Adventure Week, and there are some special researches, most notably the Let's Go Meltan research, that requires you to catch Kabuto or Omanyte, so it might be worth raiding those for that. So in 3-star raids, Scyther is available, and it might be worth raiding Scyther because Mega Sizzle is a top bug and steel type raid attacker. Likewise, Snorlax will be in 3-star raids, and it's decent in Go Battle League, being ranked 66 in the Master League, so it could be an option. And with the 10-10-10 IV floor, it's probably a great time to get a Snorlax for Master League from these raids. So Zekrom will be in 5-star raids for the event, and it is a top 5 electric type raid attacker, and it is ranked 13 in the Master League, so worth raiding for that. So Mega Altaria itself isn't very meta relevant, but Altaria is ranked 61 in the Great League, so this is a good opportunity to get an Altaria because it does require 400 candy to evolve a Swablu into Altaria. So what about the other raids and events that are going on in December in Pokemon Go? Are they worth doing? If you want to know more about these, then check out these videos next.